Have you ever really stopped to think about the last meal you ate? I mean, really think about it. From the second it passed your lips, it set off on this wild 30-foot journey through your body. It's an absolutely incredible process that happens, automatically every single day. So, you ready to follow along?
All right, so here's our roadmap for the trip. We're going to start with a big picture view of the whole system. Then we'll actually track a single bite of food from its first stop in the mouth, through that intense acid bath in the stomach. Then we'll uncover the secrets of the small intestine, and finally follow it to the end of the line in the colon. Let's get going.
Okay, first things first, let's just get the lay of the land. It helps to think of your digestive system less like some simple tube and more like a super advanced processing plant. Seriously, it's this winding, 30-foot-long factory that takes apart everything you eat and turns it into pure fuel.
So this slide here, this is our cast of characters. You got the mouth, the esophagus, the stomach, all the way down to the intestines. And you can't forget the crucial support crew, the liver and pancreas. We're going to follow one little piece of food on its complete journey through this whole system and just watch as it goes from meal to energy to waste.
Our whole journey kicks off the very second food enters your mouth. And listen, this is not just some holding area. Oh no, it is the demolition zone. Digestion starts right away with this kind of two-pronged attack. You've got the mechanical grinding from your teeth, and then a surprisingly complex chemical assault. So as you're chewing, saliva just floods the area, and it is packed with this special enzyme called amylase. Think of amylase as the first specialist on the demolition crew. It wastes absolutely no time immediately going after any carbohydrates, like the starch in a piece of bread, and it just starts snipping them into smaller, simpler sugars right then and there. Okay, so once your teeth and amylase have done their thing, your tongue just masterfully rolls all that broken down food into this soft, slippery little ball. It's called a bolus. Then, with a really powerful push, it sends that bolus to the back of your throat and down into the esophagus. And this is it's incredible. This shows you the sheer power of the esophagus. It's not just a passive tube. It's like a muscular python, squeezing food down in these powerful waves. This process is called peristalsis, and it's so strong it completely defies gravity. So yeah, you really can swallow while you're hanging upside down. Go on, try it sometime. Maybe not with a 3-course meal, though.
All right, after that muscular ride down the esophagus, our little bolus of food takes a dive into its next destination, the stomach. And this is no quiet rest stop. We're talking about a churning, muscular sac that just pummels the food while dousing it in one of the most potent chemical cocktails your body can make. And I am not kidding about how potent this stuff is. Your stomach produces up to 2 liters of gastric juice every single day. That's about the size of a big soda bottle. And what's even crazier is that your body starts pumping the stuff out at the mere sight or even the smell of food.
So what's in this powerful brew? Well, this table breaks it all down for us. First, you've got hydrochloric acid. This stuff is strong enough to dissolve metal, and it just annihilates any bacteria that might be hanging around. That acid also flips the on switch for pepsin, which is the enzyme that declares war on proteins. Then there's something called intrinsic factor, which acts like a bodyguard for vitamin B12, making sure we can absorb it later. And finally, there's a little bit of lipase to get a head start on breaking down fats.
So after a few hours of this constant churning and soaking in acid, the solid food we started with it's completely liquefied. It's now this acidic, soupy mixture called chyme. And it is finally ready to be slowly released into the next, and by far the longest part of its journey. The chyme now starts to trickle into the small intestine. And please, don't let the name fool you. This is the main event. We're talking about 20 feet of coiled tubing where the real magic of digestion, absorbing all the nutrients, really takes center stage. But the small intestine doesn't work alone. It's got some crucial sidekicks. The second that chyme arrives, the pancreas sends in a special juice to neutralize all that stomach acid, along with a whole new team of powerful enzymes. At the exact same time, the liver's bile, which has been stored in the gallbladder, gets squirted in. Bile's job is basically to do to fat what dish soap does to grease on a pan. It breaks it up into tiny, manageable droplets. It's a process called emulsification. So how in the world does this 20-foot tube manage to absorb nearly every useful thing from our food? Well, the secret is an absolutely ingenious feat of biological engineering, and it's all designed to create a ridiculously huge surface area.
Let's zoom in and see this marvel layer by layer.
First up, if you could peek inside, you'd see the lining is not smooth at all. It's covered in these large, circular folds that basically act like speed bumps. They slow down the chyme and give it more time to be processed. Now let's zoom in even closer on those folds. You'd find that they are carpeted with millions of these tiny, finger-like projections called villi. This gives the inside of your intestine this amazing velvety texture, and it multiplies the surface area like you wouldn't believe. But wait, there's more. If you could zoom in on just one of those villi, you would find that its entire surface is coated in even tinier little bristles called microvilli. So when you add it all up, the folds, the villi, and the microvilli, you get a surface area inside your gut the size of a tennis court. I mean, a whole tennis court packed inside your belly. This is that massive absorption surface where all the nutrients finally cross over into your bloodstream. Just amazing. Okay, so after the small intestine has expertly pulled out all the good stuff, all the vitamins, minerals, everything, the leftover indigestible material has to move on. It enters the final stretch of the journey, the large intestine, also known as the colon. And its job is completely different. Yeah, this slide here really shows you the key difference. See, unlike the small intestine, the large intestine is smooth on the inside. No villi here. Its job isn't absorbing nutrients anymore. It is all about one main task, recycling water from what's left over. That's why it's shorter, it's wider, it's just built for this final, crucial step. And this final section is far from empty. In fact, it's absolutely teeming with life. It's home to a staggering 100 times billion bacteria. To put that into perspective for you, you have more bacterial cells living in your colon than you have human cells in your entire body. You are, quite literally, more them than you. And these resident bacteria, they are not freeloaders, they're essential partners. They totally earn their keep by breaking down indigestible fiber for us, producing critical vitamins like vitamin K, and they even help out our immune system by fighting off harmful germs. So as this material makes its slow, final trip through the colon, most of that remaining water gets absorbed back into the body. And this is what transforms the liquid waste into a solid, which is then stored until it's time to exit, bringing our incredible journey to a close. And you know, here's the most amazing part of all this. From that very first bite to the very end, this entire symphony of chemistry and mechanics, it all happened without a single conscious command from you. Your body just did it. It really makes you wonder, what other incredible, intelligent processes are just humming along inside you right now, keeping everything perfectly in sync?